Shanti Mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunatu Sahaviryam Paravavahai Tejasvina Madhitamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. A pleasant afternoon to one and all present here. Dear ASS sir, Prasanna sir and KPJ sir and all my dear friends. We are celebrating on the occasion of International Tigers Day and World Nature Conservation Day. We are conducting this book release program with collaboration of Nature Society. So now I would like to call Shreyas from in charge of Nature Society to tell us a brief introduction about the activities conducted in Nature Society.
Nature Society emphasizes on the importance of nature and its unique role in this world. We focus on collecting knowledge about nature to spread awareness to students, which will be beneficial in enhancing their minds to a level of higher thinking for protecting our environment. Our activities are made in such a way that it supports the rational thinking of the students and adds more insights to their limited knowledge, expanding it even further. We aim to grow both nature and knowledgeable youngsters who will play a key role in shaping the future and the upcoming generations. It also lays importance in uniting different individuals who can express their thoughts and ideas as a collective group for a right cause, which will help in a great way in the careers they choose in their later life. As our tagline says, from roots to canopy, growing knowledge, growing together. Our duty is to fulfill this statement to the maximum possible and contribute to the society in a befitting manner. Today's book release is being conducted on the occasion of International Tigers Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreyas. Now I'd like to call ASS sir and KPJ sir to release the book, and I request Prasanna sir to escort them.
ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರಾ
ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್. Thank you, sir. Now I'd like to call Parth in charge of Nature Society to briefly introduce about the book Wildlife Management in Karnataka.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'd like to share something different with you, not about exams or school life, but about forests, wildlife, and the people who protect them. This book, titled Wildlife Management in Karnataka, A Forest Perspective by Deepak Sharma, a former Indian Forest Service officer who worked in Karnataka's forests for over 3 decades. This book is more than just a collection of facts. It's a powerful reflection on what it means to truly protect nature. As Lochin Bopanna told that only 30% of forest presence is present. We need to protect it. Most of us think of forests as distant places full of animals, maybe something we visit during a vacation or watch in a documentary. But through his experiences, Mr. Sharma shows that wildlife management is not just about tigers and elephants. It's about protecting ecosystems, solving conflicts between people and animals, helping local communities, and making sure forests survive for the future. One of the biggest takeaways from this book is that wildlife conservation is not just about saving animals, it's about saving balance, and that balance affects us all. The forests of Karnataka aren't just habitats for animals. There also are water resources, our climate regulators, and our green lungs. When we destroy forests, we don't just lose wildlife, we lose part of ourselves. What inspired me most was Mr. Sharma's honesty. He doesn't pretend everything is perfect. He talks about real challenges. Forest officers working with limited staff, animals straying into villages, communities needing support, and the constant pressure from the development. But despite these problems, the book is full of hope and full of ideas. He suggests practical ways to improve wildlife protection, like using better training, involving local people, and expanding protected areas in underrepresented regions of Karnataka. So as students, what can we take away from this? We may not be forest officers, we may not work in the jungle, but we can still be a part of the solution. We can learn about our environment, respect nature in our daily choices, say no to plastic and pollution, and most importantly, speak up for wildlife, because our generation will decide what kind of planet we leave behind. To conclude, wildlife management in Karnataka is not just a book of experts. It's a book for anyone who cares about future. It tells us that protecting nature isn't just a duty, it's a responsibility, and it starts with awareness. Let's become students not just of textbooks, but of earth. Let's protect what protects us. Thank you.
I request the audience to give a big round of applause for Parth. Thank you. Now I'd like to call upon ASA sir to speak a few words.
Dear colleagues and my dear students, you have released a book, Wildlife Management in Karnataka by Deepak Sharma, on an appropriate day, because today is International Tigers Day. Yesterday was World Nature Conservation Day. So also we celebrate International Wildlife Day on March 2nd, March 3rd, International Water Day on March 22nd, International or World Environment Day on June 5th. Now all these days are celebrated to create an awareness among various themes. Now, yesterday was World Conservation Day, Nature Conservation Day. Now, the idea of celebrating these different days with different themes is to create an awareness among people. Now, World Nature Conservation Day is to create an awareness about the conservation of natural resources, including wildlife. The theme for this year's World Nature Conservation Day is connecting people and plants and exploring digital innovation in wildlife conservation. Now, this theme focuses on the usage of technology in supporting the conservation efforts and also connecting people with nature. Now, when you say nature or natural resources, one of the important components of nature is wildlife. Now, what is wildlife? Wildlife is uncultivated plants and non-domesticated animals in their natural habitats. That is wildlife. Biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity is the variety and variability in the number of different species of plants and animals on Earth. Now, so far, scientists have discovered and described about 1.7 million species of plants and animals on Earth. 1.7 million. An estimate is that there are 20 to 50 million different species of plants and animals on Earth. Robert May, an Australian-British ecologist, gives a conservative estimate of 7 million species on Earth, which means we are yet to discover and describe thousands and millions of different plant species and animal species. So that is about the biodiversity on Earth. Now this biodiversity is found in certain important regions. Rich biodiversity is seen in certain important regions. These regions are referred to as hotspots. What are these hotspots? Hotspots are region which has an exceptional concentration of endemic species. Not only that, the region should be under threat. Endemic species, what is endemic species? Endemic species is a species which is restricted or localized to a particular area. For example, in India we have two hotspots, Eastern Himalayas and the Western Ghats. Western Ghats, for example, has plenty of frogs and toads which are found nowhere on earth. That is why these are called endemic species. These are restricted to Western Ghats only. Now, when you say biodiversity, the number of species of plants and animals is gradually decreasing now. There is a threat to biodiversity, and that is because of various reasons. For example, deforestation, because we are destroying their natural habitats. Overexploitation of these wildlife. Overexploitation means hunting them for either recreation purposes or for food. So overexploitation of these wildlife. Another important aspect of loss of biodiversity is what is known as introduction of foreign species, alien species. For example, you might have heard about weed, plant weed by name lantana. Lantana. Now this lantana is a plant weed which grows luxuriantly in Nagarole forest area. In summer, this plant dries up. Even with the slightest of any stimulus, these lantana plants, they get fire. They catch fire, because of which the forest fire spreads, resulting in threat to various animals and plants in that particular forest. So, another important aspect of this biodiversity or loss of biodiversity is loss of habitat of wildlife and fragmentation of their habitats. What is habitat loss? Habitat loss is deforestation. You are cutting the trees so that because you want to increase food production, because overpopulation is responsible for scarcity of food. So to increase food production, you indulge in what is known as agricultural expansion. Agricultural expansion means you cut trees and grow agricultural crops. So you are actually reducing this forest cover. You know, Parth has in his introductory remark has mentioned about the forest cover in a nation. The ideal forest cover in any nation is 33% of the total land area. In case of in India, now we have only about 17% of forest cover. This includes scrub forests also. Scrub forests, andre dry area dalli irantaddu. So this forest, this natural habitat, there is loss in this natural habitat of wildlife. Not only that, there is fragmentation of this habitat. Best example is our own national parks like Nagarole, Rajiv Gandhi National Park, that is Nagarole Tiger Reserve, Bandipur National Park. Now you see these roads passing through these forests. So by constructing or building roads, you are actually fragmenting the forest areas, because of which their movement in the forest areas will be restricted. So that is another important reason for the loss of this biodiversity. Now since today is International Tigers Day, let us also focus on tigers. See, in Karnataka there are about 3,682 tigers as per the census of 2023. 3,682 tigers. In Karnataka, we have about 563 tigers, again as per 2023 census. Second largest tiger population after Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has got 785 tigers. In Nagarole Tiger Reserve or Rajiv Gandhi National Park, there are 149 tigers. In Bandipur, about 150 tigers, about 150 tigers, census prakara. In case of Dandeli, Anshi National Park, there are 40 tigers. In Badra Reserve Forest, Badra andre Malnad area, there are 33 tigers. In Bannerghatta National Park, again there are 33 tigers. Now, one of the important aspects of this wildlife conservation now is that the challenges, I am talking about challenges. One of the challenges is human-animal conflict or man-animal conflict. Every day in the newspaper, every second day in the newspaper and also in TV channels, you find a news item about wild animals entering into human habitation and causing loss of life as well as damage to crops. Now this human or man-animal conflict is mainly because of habitat loss and fragmentation. Now because of this, you mean because you cut trees and reduce their area, natural habitat. Now, which means you are actually dwindling the territories of these animals. See, you should remember one thing, certain animals, not all, mainly predators, some predators, they mark their territories. These territories, this territorial area depends on the number of prey present in that particular forest. For example, if you take tiger, the territorial area of tiger ranges from 10 square kilometers to 100 square kilometers. Area boundary. It will not allow other tigers or other predators to enter into that area, because if they enter into that area, then there will be competition for food. So therefore these carnivorous animals or predators mark their territories. Even our street dogs, stray dogs, they also mark their territories. You know how they mark their territories? They mark their territories by urinating at the borders of their territory. Bears mark their territories by scratching the bark of the tree. But tigers, they don't mark such, they do not have such marking. But still, in case of Bandipur, Nagarole, in case of Nagarole area is about 850 square kilometers. And number of tigers in Nagarole is 149, 850 square kilometers. The territorial area of tiger, each tiger, is about 19 square kilometers. 19 square kilometers. Similarly, Bandipur also. So, because of fragmentation, habitat fragmentation, you are actually decreasing or dwindling their territories. Another important example for man-animal conflict is elephants, leopards, elephants, bears. Elephants, if you take, in Karnataka, there are, in Nagarole, there are Bandipur, there are 1,116 elephants as per 2023 census. 1,116. Nagarole, so the forest area is 850 square kilometers, which means in Nagarole, almost for every square kilometer, there is one elephant. Our forests have a large number of elephants which they cannot accommodate because the area is less. There will be food scarcity, there will be competition. So naturally they come to human habitation, areas of human habitation. So therefore there will be conflict, human-man-animal conflict. Not only that, with respect to elephants, they have very long migratory routes. And then you see elephants keep on moving. They keep on moving in herds, in large groups. Sometimes the size of the group may be 30 to 35 elephants. So they have a very long migratory route. For example, from Chamarajanagar to Mysore, Mysore to Kodagu, Kodagu to Hassan, Hassan to Chikmagalur, Chikmagalur to even Dandeli, North Karnataka. See the distance that these elephant herds cover. So because of this fragmentation, habitat fragmentation, these migratory routes have also dwindled. So therefore, there is a need to minimize this man-animal conflict. So if you want to minimize man-animal conflict, naturally you have to protect their environment, protect their natural habitats. So protecting natural habitats andre, you are conserving nature and natural resources. So we have a critical role to play in conserving and protecting the natural resources, including wildlife. We can do in our own way, small way. For example, if you take our own campus, it is about 70 kilometers. The area is 70 square kilometers, 70 acres, sorry, 70 acres. About 75 years back, this land, this area, this campus was just a barren land. It was a rocky land, not even barren, rocky land. This has been converted into a vibrant ecosystem. This is an example for artificial ecosystem. You know about ecosystems. Ecosystems are areas where there is interaction between living animals, living organisms and non-living things, non-living environment. So this is an artificial ecosystem. Aquarium is an artificial ecosystem. You create them. So this campus is actually created by ourselves. Swamiji, one of the Swamijis, Swami Sureshananji Maharaj, he was instrumental in planting so many trees here. We ourselves have identified about 430 different species of plants in our campus. We don't know how many more are to be identified. 430 we have identified. Likewise, so this is a vibrant ecosystem. In this ecosystem, we have plenty of plant species. We have many birds which migrate. There are resident birds also, like peacock or red-naped ibis. ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನೀವು ಕಪ್ಪದೊಂದು ಐಬಿಸ್ ಕೂತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಐಬಿಸ್ ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಂಪು ಬಣ್ಣ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. red-naped ibis. That is a resident bird of now our campus. So we can play our own role in our own way. As Swamiji has planted so many trees, plant a sapling or plant a tree or create awareness among people about conservation of nature or clean up the environment. ಬರೀ ನೀವು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನೇಚರ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ ವಿತಿನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಅಪ್, ದೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ದಿ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ healthy for the survival of other animals. So we can play our own role. So on this day, this is an important day where you are actually trying to create awareness regarding conservation of nature and natural resources and the natural habitats of animals. So we should all join hands in conserving this nature so that the environment becomes healthy. A healthy environment is very much essential for a healthy society. So therefore, we should take a pledge on this day to conserve our environment, our nature and natural resources. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask. Any questions? Yes. If I know the answer, I will tell you. Yes, Nandan. Yes, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಜೋರಾಗಿ.
How does the loss of tiger habitat due to deforestation affect the forest food chain?
ನಾನು ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಮರ್ತೋಯ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ. The number of tigers in a forest reflects the health of that forest. See, always there is an important relationship between a predator and a prey. Predators are very prone. They are very intelligent. They do not kill the prey for the sake of killing. Only when it is very essential for them, they kill them. Only when they are hungry, they kill them. If they start killing the prey, even if they are not hungry, then the number of these prey decreases. Prey are usually herbivorous animals. If the number of herbivorous animals decreases, what happens to plants? The number of plants increases. But don't think that this increase in number of plants is beneficial to a particular habitat, because when you say plants, along with useful plants, harmful plants also will grow. So predators always ensure that there is a balance in the number of preys. An intelligent predator is one which kills the prey only when it is absolutely essential. So if the number of predators is normal, or if it is in control, the number of prey will also be in control. If the number of tigers decreases, the number of prey increases. When the number of prey increases, they require food. So there will be scarcity of food for these prey. So that is why number of tigers should be maintained constant.
Sir, why is biodiversity important in human survival?
In
Human survival.
human survival. See, there are what are known as keystone species in every environment. Keystone species ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ species has many roles to play in that environment. For example, elephant is a keystone species. Elephant. ಅದು ನಂಬರ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ದಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಬೂ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಬರೀ ಬ್ಯಾಂಬೂ ಟ್ರೀ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇರೆದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿ ಎಕೋಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್? ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಎಕೋಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ವೇ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವಶನಿಗೆ ಅದು.
How can students contribute to nature and wildlife conservation?
I told you, you have to do it in your own way, in a very simple way. First of all, our campus, our surrounding, plant saplings. Increase the green cover. So, ನೀನು ಸಿಟಿ ಏರಿಯಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 2-3 ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಬೈ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟ್ರೀ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. So you are actually helping the protection or preservation of these birds and insects. So do it in your own way, in a small way. Plant these saplings. Clean the environment, surrounding environment, so that the environment is healthy and they're pollution free, and therefore animals can survive, birds can survive. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಟಿ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲಿ ದಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ they can grow very well. Yes.
Sir, why are the tigers are more vulnerable to extinction when we disturb the forest? Why are the tigers more vulnerable to extinct when the forest
vulnerable
to extinct when we disturb the forest ecosystem?
See, when you disturb the forest ecosystem, what is the food for tigers? The food for tigers are herbivorous animals like deer, for example, deer, smaller animals. So if deforestation will result, that cutting trees in forest results in decrease in the number of these herbivorous animals, because there is scarcity of food. When there is scarcity of food for herbivorous animals, their number decreases. But these herbivorous animals are prey to or source of food to tigers. So when their number decreases, what happens to tigers? So tigers will be at a threat, because there is severe competition for food among themselves. So one tiger may attack another tiger and kill that tiger. So the number of tigers may go on decreasing if this destruction of forests or deforestation continues. Saka? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now
Thank you, sir. Now I request Prasanna sir to present a memento to ASS, sir. Now I request Anay, Secretary of Magazine Department, to give the conclusion and vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. In today's session, we learned about the importance of wildlife management and how we can protect it. We also got to know the theme of Nature Conservation Day. ASH sir also shared with us his knowledge about biodiversity. Sir also told about the introduction of alien species that are coming into existence, and he also said that they are causing damage, they're causing a threat to the biodiversity. Sir also spoke about the relation between predators and the environment. Last but not the least, Sir also spoke about the conservation of tigers and elephants. Now, we would like to thank ASH Sir for the information he provided us. We also would like to thank Prasanna Sir and KPJ Sir for their presence here. I'd like to also thank Shreyas and Parth for giving informative speeches about Nature Society and about the book. And lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for your presence and giving us your time for attending the session. Thank you.
Now let us end the session with Shanti Mantra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you, Alumni.